Hey, Robbie, can you kind of take us through the mechanics of a kick when the conditions are what they were? Do things change? Do things become more kind of amplified on just the less margin for error?
Well, I think going into the game, you have to figure out how the wind's blowing in each direction, how far the ball is falling left to right or right to left. Um, and then as the game went on last week, you had to somehow figure out what the footing was. So we'd scored the extra point, I think at like the 5:20 mark or something like that in the fourth quarter. So I'd known that it was going to be a little bit, I'll call it softer to plant. So I had to be a little bit lighter on my feet. Um, but going into the last kick, when I went out there, I pushed down a bunch of the ground to make sure that it was a little bit firmer. So as far as the mechanics are, it's just to be shorter on your steps, be softer on your plant, and trust that the ball is going to fall about a quarter post left or right.
Hey, Robbie, I know you guys have talked quite a bit about the fact that playing the Rams is pretty much business as usual. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, given that you know them so well. But is there anything special to seeing them in the postseason, given how rare that is?
Well, I think, the NFC West, first of all, is probably the best conference in football, right? I mean, there's three teams with over 10 double digit wins. So every game for us when we go against them or the Cardinals or the Seahawks is obviously got some implication on whether you're going to make the playoffs or not. We've had a lot of very close games with these guys. We've had some lopsided games on both sides. So biggest thing is coming down to execution. It's coming down to the least penalized team, the least amount of turnovers. And at the end of the day, it's literally about playing our brand of football. And do you want to see them in the playoffs? Sure. Like there's a lot of great teams, obviously in the NFC, and I'm not shocked that they're in the NFC Championship by any means. And we're familiar with them; they're familiar with us, and it's going to be a great game.
Hey, Robbie, I'm going to take a shot. I'm not sure how much you're hanging out with the defensive linemen, but the reaction to Jordan Willis after he spoke briefly in the locker room. Nick Bosa mentioned he's a quieter guy. Do you have any insight on Jordan and his personality and why maybe there was that reaction? Obviously, the block punt helps a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Jordan is a guy who is very quiet. He's very mild mannered. So when you're in the locker room, he's a man of few words. But it's been awesome to get to kind of know him since we got him last year on the roster. So to see what he's been able to do for us, not only in special teams, but on defense. I'm happy for him because of everything he's gone through this season and how hard he works. And, hearing him say more than just a couple sentences in the locker room after the game, it shows you how much he cares about football. It shows you how much he prepares for any role that he's going to be thrown into. And obviously as a reserve defensive lineman playing special teams here and there, those are details that you have to stay on top of and you have to spend more time doing it. And I'm happy for him because he's a guy who deserves it. And I love the fact that he's on our team and, just his journey from the Jets to here is something that we're pretty lucky to have him. And to make a huge play like that for us, if he doesn't block it, who knows what would happen in that game.
Hi, Robbie. Similar question, but about Dante Johnson, who seems to have come through in the pinch for this team. And I know he obviously has dealt with some personal tragedy with his mother this year. What has that brought the team? The fact that he was able to be resilient through that, and what is he like in the locker room while he's delivering these key contributions?
Well, first I'll say Dante is the key utility player, whether it be on defense, playing nickel, playing safety, playing corner. For us as a PP and having that security blanket of somebody having the football acumen that he has to help our guys getting in the right protection schemes and understanding what they're trying to do to attack us. Dante's been a guy who I've known since I got here. He's been on and off the team a little bit throughout that time. He's never wavered for us. He's always coming and he'll always be prepared at any role that he has to have. And then to go through the personal tragedy of losing a family member, coming back to play and playing as well as he had. Obviously we don't want to see any of our teammates go through any of that, but I think those are the situations that you have as a team, the culture that's been built here, that as 49ers and as guys in the locker room, like there's a genuine love for each guy. I think there's a genuine appreciation for what they do, for what everyone goes through. We know that football, it's our jobs. It's not something that defines you, but it's something that pulls the locker room closer together. So I'm happy for Dante to see him going through what he went through and where he's at right now.
Got time for 2 more, guys?
Yes. Hi, Robbie. First of all, I'm not sure if you've seen all the videos around the world of people celebrating your field goals. So congratulations if you have. How does that make you feel? And how do you go back from such an epic game to, we say in Spanish, poner los pies en la tierra, so get grounded again to focus on your next game?
Well, I think the big thing for me is, I never try to get too high. I never try to get too low when I miss. So I think kicks like Saturday night's kick gives me more confidence. I think our operation has really come into form over the last couple of weeks. I think, Tabor, like I said, on Saturday night has been doing an awesome job of getting laces to Mitch with great location. I feel like our rhythm is in probably the best form it's been all year. And then I think the big thing is knowing that game's over. When I got up Sunday morning, I talked to my wife and my kids for a little bit, and then, to some friends, and they're all asking me about the kick. And I said, guys, listen, it's awesome. But, at the end of the day, like there's another game to be had on Sunday. And, if you win the one against Green Bay, but lose the one against the Rams because you're not focused, the one in Green Bay really doesn't matter because there's only one team that can be happy at the end of the year. So I'm excited to get back out there, practice. I feel like we're in a really great rhythm, and it'll be, I think, a big deal for us on special teams to go out and play well. And, game planning for that's been awesome to take away from some of the other noise.
Last one.
Hey, Robbie, appreciate your time. Thank you so much. I just wanted to ask you, this 49ers team over the last several years has always been on the cusp of achieving that goal once again and winning a championship. So can you talk to me about just the mentality of this team and especially about moving forward?
Yeah, I think it starts with ownership. There's a reason that so many teams around here have had an opportunity to play in NFC championships over the last 20 years or more. So I think having guys have been in this situation before in 2019, I think Jimmy's going into his 5th appearance in championship games. I think those are all opportunities for us that we know that you can't take for granted because you don't know how often they're going to come. And I think, the team's really hungry based on what had happened the last time we were in the Super Bowl, and we're back in a situation where we can make that. And I'll tell you, the thing I remember most from watching the game and hearing it was George Kittle said we're going to be back and back with a vengeance, right? So that's something that's always stuck in my mind since we lost to Kansas City. But I think even more importantly is, you got the perfect group of hungry guys from 19, but also some great additions from other places that have been through the same experience. So for us, we're excited. The guys are really focused. I feel like this is, and I know we're only in the first day of install, but just being around them, getting rehab and recovery, I feel like this is the most focused we've been all year. And I hope that continues throughout the week. And we're going against a really good football team in the Rams, and hopefully we'll have a sea of red down at SoFi, turned into Levi's South.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.